For decades, AIA Florida members have worked to shape, design, and develop the skylines across this state. For as the tourism and space industries grew and prospered in Florida, other business sectors soon followed, driving the need for good design, which begins in the mind of an architect. To celebrate the contributions of creative and innovative architects who have helped shape Florida, we decided this year to recognize Florida's top 100 buildings, and to then take it one step further and engage the public and ask them to rank their favorites out of a little over 100 buildings as selected by our architects. Today, we're pleased to be standing on the steps of one of Florida's most recognizable buildings, the historic Capitol. It was completed in 1845, and yes, it is on the list of top 100 buildings. Here, we officially kick off the online competition to identify the #1 building in Florida. We are inviting Floridians and visitors to check out AIAFLAtop100.org to cast their votes. We hope this friendly competition will encourage residents of the state to learn more about the beautiful structures that give our home state its special character. Some of those characters, our candidates include Disney's Cinderella Castle, the Dali Museum in St. Petersburg, the Breakers in Palm Beach, Bank of America Tower in Miami, Cat Dizan in Sarasota, and Florida Southern College, which has one of the world's largest collection of Frank Lloyd Wright buildings. We also have universities such as University of Tampa, University of Florida, University of North Florida, FSU, and FAMU. So I think you will agree it's going to be a great competition. So with that, please allow me to introduce Lieutenant Governor Jennifer Carroll to help us kick off the celebration.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it. Thank you. This is an absolutely wonderful day because we get to show off lots of great things about Florida. The society may take for granted the contributions architects have made to our civilization and culture. Today, as we launch AIA's Florida's 100th anniversary celebration, it will make the public pause to take a fresh look at Florida's wonderful architectural structure with a renewed appreciation. Architects also help connect stall projects to capital investors. So some of the incompleted structures we may see or ideas that would not have come to fruition if it wasn't for capital investments, the architects also connects these two to show that there are projects that could be completed and also continued. Architects and designs forge a signature for every generation. They are free to have their artistic creativity and their talents to provide a variety of eye candy for sky beauty with an array of architectural design for all of us to marvel over. The architects of our state provide solutions for society as how we fit in space, how we function in that space, how we adjust to society's needs. Architects are adaptive and make buildings LEED certified, protecting our environment and being energy efficient. Their diversity gives options to everyone, including residential, business, entertainment, educational institutions, and even, yes, our recreational. When mankind goes away, the architectural structures will remain behind to tell the story of that culture and civilization. As we kick off the 100th year anniversary, many Floridians will take a different look at some of the state's beautiful architectural structures. Thanks for heightening the awareness of your talents that all citizens should be appreciative of. I can't wait to see the ranking of during April of Architectural Month to see how our building structures are ranked. And because we're here doesn't mean that we want everyone to vote for our whole state's capital and give it an unfair advantage. But it is certainly one of the most beautiful ones that I've seen. So thank you, architects, for your creativity and for helping to create the spatial art that will transcend over decades.
Good morning. I'm Peter Jones, president of AIA Florida, the chapter of American Institute of Architects for our great state of Florida. Thank you for being here this morning. Through the work of skilled architects, our home reflects both health and safety. Through the work of skilled architects, our offices are efficient, visually pleasing, and sustainable. Through architects, we enjoy magnificent buildings like the one we're standing in front of right now, along with countless other magnificent edifices that give Florida its unique character. For a century, the Florida chapter of the American Institute of Architects has helped ensure that buildings in our state are designed to the highest standards of safety, function, and visual appeal. As we just heard, this year marks the 100th anniversary of our organization, and to celebrate, we are inviting Floridians to help select the #1 building in the state. We are calling this friendly competition Florida Architecture 100 Years, 100 Places. As Vicki mentioned, the online voting officially starts today, and we will run for the next 4 weeks. We will announce the #1 building in April, which Governor Scott has proclaimed Architecture Month. I can tell you that the competition will be feverish. I already know of some structures whose admirers have taken to Facebook to rally support. This will be a good, healthy competition among people who care, people who understand that special buildings are part of Florida's cultural history. I am proud that one of those people are here with us today and has a deep appreciation for the historic role of these buildings. It is my pleasure to introduce Florida Secretary of State Ken Detzner.
Thank you, President Jones. It's a special privilege for me to be here this morning. And as Secretary of State, I wear many hats, and one of the more interesting ones is the Chief Cultural Officer for the state of Florida. Our department's Division of Historic Resources actually worked with AIA on this project, providing information about historic buildings in this competition. Our department oversees archival and historic preservation programs, all of which means part of my job is to preserve and honor the things that over the years have made Florida, Florida. That makes this competition so special. Not only the Florida chapter of the American Institute of Architects honoring Florida's cultural history, but has found a way to turn it into a fun, good-natured competition that all Floridians can share in. It's not easy to take old buildings for granted. Fortunately, architects know what makes buildings special. And if you wonder how something can be special, just take a look to your left and to your right and look up at this magnificent building. We are standing in front of one of the most magnificent buildings in the entire South, the building, by the way, that is among 100 finalists, as you've already heard this morning. As Secretary of State, it wouldn't be right for me to pick a favorite. However, I will point out that this building stands today only because the efforts of one of my predecessors as Secretary of State. When the Capitol Tower across behind us was built in 1970, there was a strong sentiment to tear down this building, which had symbolized Florida's government since we achieved statehood in 1845. But Secretary of State Bruce Smathers had the foresight to see the value of this elegant structure and the determination to get it funded. I was telling someone earlier that when I first moved to Tallahassee, I had the privilege of actually working in this building in the small division of elections, and it was quite an honor to see the energy and excitement and tradition that occurred in this building. I imagine most of the structures on this list of 100 have a similar story behind them, a tale someone who kept from being discarded or disfigured. Our state's character would be so much poorer without these visionaries who were wise enough to preserve the beauty of the past and then help move Florida towards the future. This competition is a wonderful way to honor that legacy, and I'm delighted to be part of it, and I thank all of the architects and A1A. Thank you so much.
My name is Don Yoshino. I'm chairperson for the 100-year anniversary for our events and all of the activities that we're trying to put together. it's really an honor, and I'm proud to be able to lead and support of all the architects in the past. So we have this competition, this friendly competition that we have set up for all of us to get involved. And it's really exciting. The top 100 buildings, they are buildings that are historical, there are buildings that are modern, there are buildings that are residential, there are buildings that are public. So the opportunity for all of us to find one of your favorites or many of your favorites. So we encourage you to go online to AIAFlorida.com, top100buildings.org. Well, we're so used to saying .com, .org. And find your building and vote for them. Vote once or vote often. So you can see that I'm really excited about this competition, and but I don't think I'm the only one. We recently received a letter from Mr. Donald Trump, and he says Mar-a-Lago is #1 by far. So the competition has already started, and I think it's going to be an exciting one. We look forward to having you all join in and pick your favorite building. Thank you very much.